Hey! Hello, hello. If you're catching me on the replay, you're the only one seeing this part. So go ahead and comment replay below so that Lauren knows you popped over and watched. I only have about 20 minutes, literally, because I have to go pick my daughter up. So I have to be quick, and I kind of have like a whole page of notes. So I'm going to try to cram it all in. So I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. Let me introduce myself. My name is Savannah Moore. I'm a Black Status presenter with Younique. Sorry I had to pop on here while Carly was still alive, but like I said, I only have 20 minutes. I live in a tiny, tiny town in Montana, and Lauren is a good friend of mine. We are in the Wolfpack group chat, if you've ever heard of that. Together, we made a pact to go Black Status together. So anyways, we're part of that group chat together, and that's how we know each other. What was I going to say? Anyways, she did a live for my team page, and so I asked her to do that because I think Lauren's absolutely amazing, and I said, if you ever want me to return the favor, I totally will. And so here I am. We talked on the same subject, and I know lots of you are still in Carly's live, so that's okay. If you're catching the replay and you missed me, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay? So, hey, Sarah, let's talk about summertime, okay? So, here's the thing. People that are new in the summertime always continue to do amazing. Like, there's nothing that holds them back. Like, it's still amazing for them, right? So I'm like, why is summer slow? Like, why do people say it's slow? Why is it slow? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. And here's the thing. Women still buy makeup in the summertime, okay? People are still on social media in the summertime. People still join businesses in the summertime. So what is it that makes it slow? It's us, okay? It's us. And what it is in the summer, we get busy, okay? And we get kind of lax, and we maybe take some breaks, and breaks are okay, don't get me wrong. Like, going on vacation, fine. But you can't just completely quit working your business because the sun is shining, okay? And I live in Montana. Trust me, I know a lot of you guys are from, like, Wisconsin and cold areas. I know when the sun is shining, it's hard because the sun doesn't shine here that often, right? It's usually cold. But you cannot take a summer off and expect your business to grow, or worse yet, to not completely die, because it 100% can and probably will if you take 3 months off, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Inconsistency brings confusion. Okay, it's confusing for your team, it's confusing for your customers, and it really kind of breaks that trust. Okay, we talk a lot about being consistent and building trust with people so that they will join us and so that they will buy from us, right? If you take 3 months off, people are like, okay, did she quit? Or is she still doing this? Or, what's going on? Like, they get confused, and they really just assume that your business is not that important to you because that's what you're showing, okay? And people want to support people who work their business, okay? They want to support people that they know appreciates it. And if you aren't doing anything to show that you are still working your business, they're going to assume it's not that important to you, and they're going to take their business elsewhere. And then if you pop back up in the fall and you're like all gung-ho and you're like, why aren't you guys doing anything to your team or to your customers or whoever? They're like, hi, nice to meet you again. Like, where have you been? Does that make sense? Like, if you take 3 months off, people are going to lose trust in you, okay? They're going to be confused, and they're not going to take you seriously, okay? We're business owners. We aren't. So I guess if you're a hobbyist, this probably isn't a video for you. I probably should have said that from the beginning. If you're building a business to have a real business, a full-time income, you're striving towards that, then this training is for you, okay? Inconsistency really confuses people, and it breaks that trust, okay? Consistency creates trust. So whether you're new or you've been here for a long time, your consistency will create trust within your team, within your audience, and within your customers, okay? That's why we always preach be consistent, because you won't just become stagnant with inconsistency. Your business won't just stay there and then pick back up growing. Your business will literally go backwards. Okay, because if you're not working, your team's like, oh, I guess we're done selling makeup. And your customers are like, oh, I guess I'll start going to the store again because she obviously doesn't do it anymore. So your business will literally not just stay at the same place. It will literally go backwards, okay? So that's not a joke. So I'm going to tell you how to rock your summertime, okay? And if you do this, you will see in the fall a huge explosion of your team, okay? And I think I heard this from Whitney, husband, and a couple other people, that they actually work the hardest during the times when it's slow, when everybody else is taking a break. That's when they do the biggest hustling and working. Hey, Alyssa! So that's when they really buckle down and they recruit and they build and they see who's really working and who they need to work with. And these are the seasons when they do that, okay? They don't work when it's big and when it's busy and when it's easy. They work during the times when a lot of people don't, okay? And that's why their businesses are where they are, is because they're not just riding the wave and working on the highs, right? In November, or when we have an awesome kudos or this or that or the other thing, they're working all the time, and especially on the times where other people are taking a break, okay? And that's when their business will explode. So I'm going to give you an example. So there's 2 times that sometimes people consider slow, which is typically J months, okay? So June, July, and January are what people would consider slow months in sales, okay? I went green in November. When did I go green? November 2015, okay? I have never ever been paid as, I'm trying to keep checking the time, I have never been paid as less than green since I hit it, and I'm going to tell you why right now, because that actually a lot of people hit a certain status and then they can't maintain it, which is totally normal, and it's not something to be ashamed of, but it just means you need to build, okay? But I hit green, and I've never ever been paid as less than green since then. So in November, I hit green with like 13,000 company wholesale, okay? In December, I maintained green. I enrolled like 3 people, so I personally sponsored 3 people, and we just barely maintained green, okay? We just barely skidded by on like the last day of the month with a little over 10,000. Okay, thank you, Lauren. And then January came, right? January's a J month. It's slow, right? It's a slow time. And I was like, oh my goodness, how are we going to do this? So I sold my butt off, and I recruited my butt off, okay? In January, I sponsored 11 people, okay? So in December, I sponsored 3 or 4, can't remember off the top of my head. And then in January, I sponsored 11, okay? So between those 2 months, in January, I sponsored 11 people and barely, by the skin of my teeth, maintained green again. And then the spring happened, and this is the same. The summer into the fall, and then that J month into the spring, they kind of have the same thing. So if you work your butt off during those J months, you'll start to see some massive growth. And then you're like, whoa, like, where has this been? So January, we barely maintained green, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get to the next level? Because every month I'm barely maintaining. And then February came, okay? I had sponsored those like 14 people or whatever in the last 2 months, and our company wholesale went from 10,000 to over 20,000 in 1 month. And what it is you're creating momentum. You're leading by example. You're getting people excited. You're showing them the way, and you're bringing in new people. So you constantly have people that are excited, that want to learn, and you have people that are new and fresh, okay? Because if you aren't bringing in new people, you're never ever going to grow, and you're actually going to go backwards, because a lot of people are going to quit. There's no way around that. That's just the way it is. There's going to be a lot of people that quit, and so you have to constantly be bringing in new people. And also that's how you're going to find leaders, because some people will say, recruit quality, not quantity, which could be true if you could predict who the quality was, but I'm a pretty firm believer you can't predict that, because I've enrolled some people that are like really amazing makeup artists, gorgeous people that do absolutely nothing, and then I've recruited people like myself, plain old Jane moms that don't really know what they're doing, and they're freaking rock stars, okay? So if I had just put those 2 together and I said selling makeup, which one's going to do the best, I'd probably say the makeup artist, right? And it's the mom. Okay, so if you have some sort of telepathic abilities where you know who's going to rock, you could go with the recruiting quality, not quantity theory, but I think you kind of have to recruit the quality to find the few quantity, okay? So what are you going to do to make the snowball, okay? And what you're doing is you're creating momentum, you're taking massive action, and you're building, okay? You're building wide, and that's how you're going to hit your next status, okay? Is by building wide and doing a lot of it in a little bit of time. If you haven't seen How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days by Eric Worre, go to YouTube and watch it after this, because that's going to give you more of a specific breakdown of what it would do for your business, okay? If this isn't cutting it for you, go watch that, okay? So here's the deal, what I do with the summer. I take Lauren's beach trip and I make it a goal to earn that, okay? Whether I can go or not. Last year I knew I couldn't go right from the start, but I knew by earning it that would help me grow to where I wanted to be, because I had done it for 2 years in a row, and every single time I saw massive growth in the fall. And I think it's because I had those specific goals in mind of how many people, how much and these are minimum, right? So if you do more than that, that's great. But if you do these, if you have this goal in mind, that's going to help give you something to focus on, to know what you're working towards. So make it your goal to earn Lauren and Carly Reeves' beach trip. Okay, fill out the little tracker and just hustle like your life depends on it to earn that trip. Okay, and the reason why is they're really smart, right? They know what they're doing, and there's a little bit of everything in there. There's recruiting, there's building, you have to have the promotions or the fast starts, and there's selling. Okay, so these are all key components into our business, and if you apply all three of those all summer, you're going to have major growth this fall, and you're going to promote, okay, guaranteed. So focus on earning Lauren's beach trip. That means you're going to recruit. So you're going to do hardcore attraction marketing. That's one thing about this that I love, is when it's nice out and I'm outside, I can show people that I can work while I'm outside, because I know a lot of times we're taking a break because it's nice outside, but you can actually use that to your advantage by showing people, and there's a million different ways: attraction marketing, sending messages, following up with your customers. There's, combine all of those, you're going to recruit, right? But use the nice weather to your advantage, not your disadvantage. So show people that you can still make money, you can still work, you can do everything while you're sitting outside with your kids, while you're at the pool, while you're at the beach, while you're camping, you know what I mean? And use those to your advantage and make your business a priority, okay? You can still go camping, you can still go to the beach, you can go to the pool if you work smart, okay? You really only need like 1 hour a day max to do everything you need to do, and that's the honest truth. It's just people aren't usually spending the time doing income-producing activities. You don't need 18 hours in a day to build a successful business. If you actually took 60 minutes out of your day, whether it was in increments or in one setting, and laser focused on recruiting and selling for those 60 minutes, your business will explode, okay? So don't complicate it. I have 3 kids. I worked full-time till black status. I have lots of pets, like all that stuff, right? We're all busy. Yes, office view of the day. So there's a million different ways to attract market. And then parties, okay? They have to happen. That's where you're going to get sales. It's where you're going to expand your network. You're going to add every single person in that party, and you're going to have people to follow up with, okay? So parties are really a key component to all those things: recruiting, selling, and growing your network. And here's the last thing, okay? So if you do all of this, your business will explode, okay? Because you're growing and you're building, okay? You're working with those who want to work. You're bringing in the new people and getting them started, and you're selling yourself. You're selling makeup and you're getting new people to talk to. So here's what happens is, in the fall, when all the people who are sleeping wake up and start working again, you're going to have that on top of all of this new stuff that you've created and built over the summer. And then it combines into one big giant business, okay? And it just propels and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger from there. Does that make sense? Because a lot of your team, if you have a team, it's going to fall asleep during the summer. They're not going to do this, okay? They're just going to put their business to the side, and then when the weather gets colder or there's a good kudos, they're going to come back in, and they're going to pick up from there. And if you spend your time building, you're going to be able to combine the two, okay? Even if you have no team right now, if you build now in the fall where sales are just naturally big because people are buying more in the fall and towards Christmas and all of that stuff, and they've kind of learned what to do. They've learned how to post. They know how to party. They're they're independent at that point, right? It's all going to come together, and it's going to create a huge ball of momentum, okay? The last couple things I want to tell you. So, number one, be consistent. We talked about that. Your business is like a snowball, okay? And think of like, like if you're building a real life snowball, if you build it really slow, like it melts in your hand, right? Because there's always going to be some of our team melting off. So if you build a snowball like really, really slowly, it's going to take you a long time, right? Like, it's going to take a long time because it's just going to keep melting. But if you think of, like, building a snowball and you build it really fast, and I know you all live where the snow is, right? If you build it really, really fast and you just keep, adding snow to it, it's going to melt a little bit in your hand, but it's not going to melt that quickly, right? And it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get more solid, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And it's going to be very hard to melt that snowball away once it gets really big. And then you take your snowball, and this is your business, okay? So this is you building your business. If you build it slow, it's going to take a long time. It's going to be painful. Your snowball's not going to get very big. If you build it really fast, it's going to be easy. And it's going to be solid. And it's going to take a lot of heat to melt that snowball, right? So then you take your snowball to the top of the mountain, and you roll it down the hill. Okay, so the top of the mountain is just whatever status you're going for, black status maybe. You take it to the top of the mountain and you've built it, right? You've built this business, you've built this snowball with your own two hands, and then it kind of just takes off on its own. You roll it down the hill, and it's just picking up snow everywhere it goes, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more solid and harder to melt, and it's just growing, growing, growing. And that's kind of what this business is. You don't have to enroll 20,000 people, but if you enroll, 30 people this summer, and then all those 30 people are enrolling, and then those people are enrolling, and then those people are enrolling, and they're all selling, that's the duplication, okay? And that's when your snowball rolls down the hill, and it really grows on its own, and it's not just you growing it, okay? All right, last two things I want to tell you. So, focus on recruiting and selling. The last thing I want you to focus on in growing your business, right, is growing yourself, okay? Growing as a leader and staying in the right mindset, okay? So one of the things on the top of my list during the summer is personal development, okay? It's growing as a leader, it's growing as a person, it's growing in my skills, and it's just becoming a better person, because I feel like every single thing begins and ends in your mind, okay? If you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right. It's the cheesiest thing ever, but it's 100% the truth. So personal development as a top of my list every single day, because I know if I'm not right up here, I'm not going to be as successful in anything else, no matter what I'm doing. If I don't have the right attitude and the right mindset, things just aren't going to work out the way they're supposed to, or I'm just not going to get them done, okay? So first and foremost, grow yourself. Grow your mind, do some personal development, get some books, pick a topic you want to grow on, okay? So do personal development as in just growing your mind, growing yourself as a person, and then get a book on a topic you want to learn on. Is it recruiting? Is it selling? Is it whatever? Building leaders? Find a couple books on that. Like, find some network marketing books. If you sit there and say, I want to grow, I want to be able to recruit, or I can't recruit, I can't build leaders, whatever it is, have you ever picked up a book? Have you ever tried to build on that skill? Because if not, you don't want it bad enough, okay? So pick up a book on whatever you want to work on. And then the last thing I want to tell you is trust the process. And I feel like I caught a little bit of Carly Reeves' video that she's doing right now, and she really, really talks about that. So if you're not sure what I mean about trusting the process, go watch Carly Reeves' video from the beginning, because the process works. People have shown us that before, and the reason we know it works is because if one person can do it, that means anybody can do it, right? It's duplicatable, which means if I can do it, if Lauren can do it, if Carly can do it, if anybody can do it, that means you can do it too, okay? So trust the process. Even if the numbers aren't showing the way that you want them to, or you're not quite where you want to be yet, you will be, okay? If you keep at it and you stay consistent and you trust in your full heart that it's going to happen, it will. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, because it's not, okay? But you have to trust the process and believe it's going to happen, because it will. I can't promise you when it's going to happen, okay? I'm going to show you this really quick, then I'm going to go. This is my journey to black, okay? I joined June 2014. I actively worked my business, partying, sending opportunity messages, posting. Yes, I made lots of mistakes that I've learned from and moved on from. But I was doing everything, okay? I hit yellow August 1st, 2014. I didn't hit pink until January 2015. Okay, the entire year of 2014, I didn't hit past yellow status. I didn't reach fast start, like nada, okay? And then look at 2015. Pink in January, 10K PRS in April, blue in June, green in November. See? I trusted the process. And even though there was a time right around April when I thought, I should not do this. I'm not good enough for this. I'm not cut out for this business. I think, maybe this isn't just for me. I thought about quitting. And can you imagine, had I quit because I was not able to maintain pink in March, I wouldn't have hit blue in June. I wouldn't have hit green in November. And then I was green from November until the next June. 6 months. Okay, guys, 6 months sitting at the same status. But I trusted the process. I trusted that what I was doing was going to work because I had seen it work for others. And then June 2016 rolls around and I hit orange and purple in the exact same month. And that was purple status and went back and forth between orange and purple and all that stuff. And then I hit black. Even though I was bouncing around between orange and green and purple after I hit purple. It's 7:50 your time. Yes, okay, I saw that. I better go. But I wanted to show you guys that. There's people with so many different journeys. Some people hit black in 6 months. Some people hit black in 4 years. And it's going to be different for everybody. Your journey's not going to look like mine, and mine isn't going to look like yours. Yours may be way faster than mine. But if you trust the process and you do the work, you'll get there, Everyone's going to get there at a different time, maybe a different way, but you will get there, okay? So, I love you guys, and I want this to be an encouragement to you to work hard this summer and be consistent and trust the process. And my promise to you is if you do that, your fall will be amazing because it's just going to keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because you built it that way, okay? So, I love you guys. Lauren, thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys have an awesome night and a really good summer. And still take your vacation, still hang out with your family, but make time for your business. And don't let people forget that you're their go-to makeup girl in the meantime. So, I'll talk to you later, guys.